Hey, chosen ones, pay attention. What I'm about to share is going to speak to your soul. They had their doubts about you, tried to make you feel small, but now God is answering back, and it's going to blow your mind. If you're watching this video, it's no coincidence. God led you here because something powerful is about to unfold in your life. The same people who questioned your purpose, your path, and your potential are about to. Hey, chosen ones, listen up. What I'm about to share is going to hit you right in the feels. They questioned you, doubted you, and tried to make you feel small. But now, God is answering back, and it's going to blow your mind. If you're watching this video, it's not by chance. God led you here because something powerful is unfolding in your life. The same people who questioned your purpose, your path, and your potential are about to witness your rise. The answers you've been waiting for are on their way. The blessings you've been praying for are on their way. This isn't just a mindset shift, it's divine intervention. God is about to prove that you were chosen, and the miracles are already aligning in your favor. But first, before we dive in, I need you to do 3 things. Hit that like button. Subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Comment with the number 99. This will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this message. That if you're truly a chosen one, you'll stay with me until the end, because deep down, your spirit knows this is your moment. Now, let's get into it. There was a time when they didn't understand you, the whispers behind your back, the questioning of your decisions, the doubts cast on your purpose. Each one felt like a weight on your shoulders. People doubted the path you were walking, and even you at times wondered if you had chosen the right one. But deep inside, something kept pushing. You've got this quiet voice in your ear, telling you to keep going, even when it feels like the world's laughing at every step you take. Well, now God's got your back. All those doubts you had are about to be put to rest, because you're about to see the power and purpose behind all this. The people who didn't think your journey was worth it are about to see how it all panned out. God never left you high and dry. He was working behind the scenes, getting things ready for a moment when your journey would be proven to you and everyone else that your faith was always on the mark. This is your moment. Every struggle, every tear, every prayer that didn't go unanswered, brought you to this moment of breakthrough. When others doubted you, God was making you into the person you're meant to be. And now, as He answers your prayers, He's about to show the world what you've always known deep down: your calling is greater than any challenge you face. Hold on, because your time to shine has come. Being chosen comes with its own unique challenges. It's not a path paved with ease or comfort. The chosen one often finds themselves misunderstood, questioned, and even ridiculed. People don't always recognize the greatness in you, because they can't see beyond their own limited view of things. You may have felt isolated, like you were carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. But every challenge was helping you become the person you were meant to be. God was shaping your character through the challenges. When life seemed to be pushing you to your limit, He was preparing you for something great. Just as gold must go through intense heat to be purified, so too must you endure hardship to become stronger, more refined, and ready for the blessings that are about to come. The key to overcoming misunderstanding is when you know God has a plan for you, even when other people don't see it. When you're in those moments of doubt, when the world questions your worth or your choices, know that it's precisely in those times that you're closest to God's perfect design for your life. Keep pressing forward, because your purpose is far greater than their limited understanding. It's hard to hold on when the world around you feels unstable. The doubts you face seem unrelenting, and the weight feels unbearable. The prayers you've whispered in the quiet of the night often feel unheard, and promises you've held on to that seem out of reach. But even in the middle of the storm, God's plan has stayed strong and reliable. While you've wondered about His timing, He's been working behind the scenes, putting every detail in place to fit His perfect plan. God's timing isn't up to us. We want answers now. We want breakthroughs today. And we wonder why it takes so long to see the results of our faith. But the truth is, God's delays are not denials. They are simply part of a divine process. Just as a seed must grow in the dark soil before it bursts forth into the light, so too must you go through periods of growth that you can't see before you see the results of God's promises. In this waiting period, trust that God is preparing you for something better than you can imagine. The pain you've endured and the delays you've faced are not for nothing. They are all part of His perfect plan. So don't lose heart because the answer to your prayers is closer than you think. God is never late, He is always right on time. Being questioned is not just a test of your decisions, it's a test of your faith when people question your choices, your faith, your purpose. It's easy to start doubting yourself, but this is the moment when you've got to decide whether to stand firm or falter. Those questions might feel like a burden, but it's in that struggle that your faith is made stronger. Your faith isn't tested in good times, but in tough times. It's easy to say we trust God when everything's going well, but that's when your faith is truly forged. Every question they asked you, every doubt they cast upon you, was an opportunity for God to show His power in your life. You were never alone in those moments. He was refining you, preparing you for the greater things that were ahead. Think of the heroes of the Bible: Abraham, Moses, David. Each one faced overwhelming doubts from others and even from themselves. Yet they pressed on, trusting God in the midst of uncertainty. Their faith was tested, but they were victorious. Just as they overcame, so too will you. The weight of being questioned is the weight of building a stronger, deeper faith. There were days when you wondered if the struggles you faced were ever going to end, the pain, the uncertainty, the relentless challenges. They felt overwhelmed, but keep this in mind: your struggles were never in vain. They were part of a greater plan, a divine preparation for the breakthroughs that are now on the horizon. God doesn't waste pain. Every hardship you've endured has been a lesson, a shaping force that has prepared you for what's to come. They felt overwhelming, but hear this: your struggles were never in vain. They were part of a greater plan, a divine preparation for the breakthroughs that are now on the horizon. God does not waste pain. Every hardship you've endured has been a lesson, a shaping force that has prepared you for what's to come. Just as a soldier must undergo rigorous training to be ready for battle, you have been in God's training camp, learning how to fight, how to endure, and how to rise above every obstacle. Your resilience is a testimony of God's faithfulness in your life. Remember, as with every great person in history, you've had to face a lot of challenges before you could really shine. Just think about how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. It's a process, but it's also a preparation for flight. Your struggles were just the start of an amazing transformation that'll leave others amazed by your strength, wisdom, and divine purpose. God saw you through it all. He saw every tear, every sleepless night, every silent prayer. Even when you felt unseen by others, you were never invisible to God. He's been watching over you every step of the way, collecting keep your perseverance and faith close to your heart. God sees you for who you really are, not just what other people see. He knows your heart, your struggles, and your victories. He has been there for you in every moment you thought you were alone. The time is coming when you will see the fruits of everything you've endured. God's vision for you is far greater than any judgment or misunderstanding from others. Trust in His vision for you. It's all about love, purpose, and eternal glory. After the waiting, doubting, and trials, the breakthrough you've been waiting for is on its way. God doesn't ignore His children's cries. He listens and acts according to His perfect timing. Your breakthrough is coming, and it'll be far greater than anything you could have ever imagined. In this season, get ready to see God's promises come true in your life. The trials you faced weren't in vain. They were what positioned you for this divine moment. God is answering your prayers. You faced challenges, but you kept going, and you had a breakthrough that'll blow your mind. It's not just a change in your situation, it's a change in you. You're stronger, wiser, and more prepared to handle all the blessings that are coming your way. You've been through a lot, and you've come out the other end stronger, wiser, and more prepared to handle the blessings that are about to unfold. It's time for the world to see the testimony of God's grace and power in your life. Let's continue with the script, keeping it engaging and full of emotion. There were moments when doubt crept into your mind like a shadow, clouding your vision and making you question your path. You asked yourself, is this really God's plan for me? Have I been walking in the right direction? It felt like a constant tug of war between your faith and your fears. But here's the truth, even in those moments, God was confirming your path. Every step, no matter how uncertain, was part of His perfect plan. Trusting God's plan is not always easy, especially when the answers aren't immediate or clear. But that is where faith is forged. True trust in God comes not when everything is visible, but when we step forward in confidence, knowing that He is leading. Even when you couldn't see it. The doubts you had were actually stepping stones to a deeper, stronger faith in God's ability to lead you to your destination. Now, as you look back, you can see the divine confirmations that have been woven into your life, like the unexpected encounters. The unexpected encounters, the open doors, and the moments of peace in the chaos, those were all subtle signs from God that you were on the right track. Trust that the doubts were not in vain, they've been part of the process of building a faith that can't be shaken. Patience is a virtue we often hear about, but it's much harder to practice. It's especially tough when the answers to our prayers seem slow in coming. You've waited and waited, and it often felt like time was standing still while everyone else's life seemed to be moving forward. But God uses waiting as a powerful tool to shape your character, deepen your faith, and prepare you for the next step. Patience isn't just about putting up with the wait. It's about trusting that God's timing is perfect, even if you can't see what He's doing. Just like a seed takes time to grow into a tree, the fulfillment of God's promises also takes time. And while the wait may feel, patience isn't just about waiting. It's about trusting God's timing. Even when you can't see it, He's working behind the scenes. Just like a seed takes time to grow into a tree, so too does the fulfillment of God's promises. While the wait may feel long, it's during this time that you're becoming the person capable of handling the blessings God is about to pour out. So take a deep breath and remember that God is not idle during your waiting period. He is refining you, molding you, and aligning every circumstance to bring about your breakthrough. The wait is not. It's sacred time in the hands of a loving Father who knows exactly when to release your blessing. Criticism can be one of the hardest things to bear. When others point out your flaws, doubt your potential, or attack your character, it can feel like an assault on your very soul. But here's something crucial to remember. Remember, your strength isn't defined by the opinions of others. You are chosen by God, and the criticism you face is often a sign that you are walking in a direction that others don't understand. But that doesn't make it any less valid. Rising above criticism is not about pretending the hurt doesn't exist. It's about remember, your strength isn't defined by other people's opinions. You were chosen by God, and the criticism you face is often a sign that you're going in a direction that others don't understand, but that doesn't make it any less valid. Rising above criticism isn't about pretending the hurt doesn't exist. It's about refusing to let it define you. The strength of the chosen one comes from knowing who you are in Christ, even when others try to tear you down. Every criticism is an opportunity for growth. Each word that seeks to diminish you is a reminder that you're being elevated to a place where not everyone will understand your journey. Just as Jesus faced rejection, criticism, and mockery, so too will you. But remember, those who criticize are often those who are too afraid to step into the greatness that you're walking toward. Keep your eyes fixed on God, for He is the one who validates you, not the voices around you. Pain is often seen as it's not something you should just roll with, but in the journey of the chosen one, pain serves a greater purpose. Your pain wasn't random, it was purposeful. Every struggle, every heartache, and every moment of feeling broken was part of a greater transformation that God was orchestrating. Your pain has been the refining fire that has shaped you into who you are today and who you are becoming. In moments of pain, it's easy to lose sight of the big picture. We often ask, why me, and when will this end? But God's perspective is eternal, and He sees what you are becoming, not just what you are going through. Your pain was never without purpose. It was the everything that was making you doubt and fear is being replaced with resilience and strength. You're going to receive some blessings soon, and you're ready for them. Picture a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It's painful to leave the cocoon, but the creature needs to do it to get to the next stage of its life. Think about how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. It's painful to emerge from the cocoon, but the creature needs to spread its wings. Similarly, your pain has been the cocoon that prepared you for your flight into a new season of greatness. The waiting is over. The prayers are being answered. God is responding to every cry, every tear, and every moment of faith you've invested. The testing period is coming to a close, and you're moving into a season of blessings and abundance, and what felt impossible before is becoming reality. God is opening doors that no one can shut and pouring out favor you didn't expect. In this season, you'll see the tangible evidence of God's faithfulness. The things you prayed for, the promises you believed in, are coming true. You never imagined the ways you'd see the results of your prayers. This is a season of receiving and transformation. God is showing you His goodness in ways you'll be amazed by. Don't be surprised when blessings start pouring in. You've been through the hardships, and you've trusted God. The uncertainty, and now you are reaping the rewards of your faith. The season of waiting is over. It's now the season of abundance, and God is about to show you just how much He is able to do on your behalf. The journey from questioning to answered prayers is never straightforward. There are bumps, detours, and moments of. You're finally seeing the results of your faith, and it's all thanks to God's plan. You might not have seen the results you wanted, but that's just because you couldn't see the big picture. You're now entering a new chapter, where your prayers are being answered and your faith is being rewarded. God's always working behind the scenes. The journey from doubt to answered prayers isn't straightforward. There are going to be bumps in the road, detours, and moments of doubt. But it's important to trust the process. Even when it felt like you were lost, God was guiding you in the right direction. All the lessons you learned while waiting are now the foundation for the answered prayers that are coming into your life. Trusting the process means having faith. You might have your doubts, but it's important to trust the process. Even when it seemed like you weren't getting anywhere, God was actually leading you in the right direction. All the lessons you learned while waiting are what's making the answered prayers you're getting now possible. Trusting the process means having faith, knowing that even the delays and detours were part of God's plan for you. When you didn't see the results you expected, He was working behind the scenes, making sure everything was working out for your good. You're now entering a new chapter, one where your prayers will be answered and your faith will be rewarded. God never wastes. Even when things don't go as planned, know that God has a plan. He's using every moment, every challenge, and every prayer to prepare you for the blessings that are coming your way. Every experience is a part of your journey, shaping you for what's next. Get ready because things are about to take a divine shift. What seemed impossible is becoming possible. Miracles from the Bible aren't just stories, they're about to be your reality. This is the season where you'll witness the supernatural power of God unfold in your life. A divine shift isn't always immediately visible, but it happens in the spiritual realm before it manifests in the physical. God is aligning things in your life right now, creating a perfect storm of blessings, opportunities, and divine favor. This shift is happening for you and it will change everything. Expect the unexpected. The doors that were once closed are now opening. The dreams that seemed. You've got what it takes to get to the other side. You've made it through some tough times, and now you're about to experience a breakthrough like you've never had before. You've got a divine breakthrough in your future. You've fought through the doubts, the pain, and the questions. Now is the time to embrace you made it through. Every question, every tear, every prayer has an answer. You won because God is faithful. Victory doesn't always look the way we expect, but it always comes at the perfect time. Your victory is a testament to the fact that God is true. You trusted God through it all. Others doubted you, you doubted yourself, and the road seemed impossibly long. Now you're living out God's promises. Take a moment to celebrate this victory. It's not the end of your journey, but the beginning of a new chapter where His goodness will keep flowing in your life. You earned this victory, and now it's time to live it to the fullest. Below are 10 more attractive and emotionally powerful headings, each with 4 long paragraphs to keep the script engaging and impactful. There were countless moments in your journey. There were times when the world turned its back on you, doors were slammed shut, and people you trusted said no. It felt like rejection after rejection, and each one stung, making you question whether you would ever reach your goals. You wondered if there was even a place for you in this world, if your dreams were ever going to come true. You thought your dreams were dead in the water, but actually, each no was God redirecting you to something better. While the world closed its doors, God was preparing the perfect door for you to walk through. You may not have understood it at the time, but every moment of rejection was simply. You might have thought that every no was the end of the line, but it was actually God's way of guiding you towards something better. Every no was a stepping stone towards the yes that was waiting for you. God's yes is stronger than any no you could have heard from the world. When God says yes, nothing and no one can stop His plan for you. His yes opens doors that can't be closed, and overcomes obstacles that can't be stopped. God's yes is like a sign that your path is leading you towards something great. It's like a sign that says, you're on the right track. When God says yes, it's like a door opens, and nothing can stop you from achieving your dreams. It's like a sign that says, your purpose is in line with what God wants. As you start to see the results of your hard work, you'll look back at all the no's and be thankful for them. Without those no's, you wouldn't have gotten to where you are today. Your success is a sign that God's yes is worth it. Prevent and the affirmation that your purpose is aligned with His will. Now that the doors of destiny are swinging open, you'll look back on all those no's and be thankful for them. Without them, you wouldn't have arrived at the glorious yes that God prepared for you. Your victory is proof that God's yes is worth every no. While others followed the crowd, you found yourself on a road less traveled. The journey wasn't easy, and it often felt lonely. You watched others take familiar paths, and the temptation to join them was strong, but deep down, you knew that the road God had called you to walk wasn't going to be like anyone else's. And that's when everything changed. This road less traveled isn't easy, but it's full of purpose. It's where God shapes you in ways the popular path just can't. When you walk alone, you discover depths of strength, resilience, and faith that would have remained hidden had you followed the crowd. It's the path of purpose. It's a path of transformation where the trials you face prepare you for the greatness ahead. The beauty of walking this path is that it leads to a destiny uniquely yours. The lessons learned on this journey, the people you meet, and the challenges you overcome are all part of your divine story. You are being shaped for a purpose that will leave an indelible mark on the world. Every twist and turn, every detour, is part of God's plan to refine you into someone extraordinary. Embrace this journey, even when it seems uncertain. The road less traveled is the one that will lead you to your divine destiny, a place where your unique calling will be fulfilled and where God's glory will shine through. Your life will have a big impact on the world. Every challenge will make you into someone amazing. Embrace this journey, even when it seems uncertain. The road less traveled will lead you to your life's purpose, where your unique talents will shine and God's glory will be on display in ways you never imagined. There was a time when it all felt dark. The storm raged, and it seemed like the clouds would never part. You felt lost in confusion and fear. No matter how hard you tried, it seemed impossible to find the way forward. It was in these moments when hope seemed out of reach that God was preparing to shine the brightest. Your life was about to change in ways you never imagined. There was a time when it felt like you were in a dark storm with no end. It seemed like the clouds would never part, and you were lost in confusion and fear. No matter how hard you tried, it felt impossible to find your way forward. But in those moments, when it seemed like hope was out of reach, that's when God was preparing to shine the brightest light into your life. In the midst of the storm, you were being shaped. The winds of adversity didn't come to break you, they came to strengthen you. The darkness wasn't the absence of God's presence, it was the backdrop against which His light would shine the brightest. Your faith was being tested, refined, and made unshakable through the storm. As you held on, even in light, into your life. In the midst of the storm, you were being shaped. The winds of adversity didn't come to break you, they came to strengthen you. The darkness wasn't the absence of God's presence, it was the backdrop against which His light would shine the brightest. Your faith was being tested, refined, and made unshakable through the storm. As you held on, even in the darkest of times, you were unknowingly preparing yourself for the light that was just ahead. The storm may have raged, but it was also pushing you toward your breakthrough. The moment you stepped out of the darkness, you realized that you were no longer the same person who had entered it. You were stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling the light that would soon flood you. Were in the darkest times of your life, but you were also preparing for the light that was coming. The storm was rough, but it was pushing you towards your breakthrough. When you stepped out of the darkness, you realized that you were a new person. You were stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling the light that was about to flood your life. Now, as the storm subsides and the light of God's presence fills your life, you can look back with gratitude. The darkness was never meant to defeat you. It was there to show you the strength you never knew you had and the light that would always guide you forward. Every scar, every wound, and every piece of pain you've endured has shaped you into the person you are today. Today, you might think your story is one of defeat, tragedy, and struggle. You might have believed that the pain you faced would define you. But the power of your story comes from the fact that you didn't let pain win. You used it as the very fuel to propel you toward your purpose. Your story is not just about what happened to you. Today, you might have thought your story was one of defeat, tragedy, and struggle. It was easy to believe that the pain you faced would define you. But the power of your story is that you didn't let pain win. You used it as the fuel to propel you toward your purpose. Your story is about how you overcame it. It's the triumph of the human spirit, the strength to rise after every fall, and the courage to keep moving forward, no matter the odds. It's through your pain that you found the deep well of purpose that drives you today. Without the challenges, you wouldn't have discovered the depths of your strength or the beauty of your resilience. Every time you share your story, you're not only healing yourself, but you're helping others heal too. Your pain becomes a bridge that connects you to the brokenhearted, and your victory becomes a beacon of hope for those still fighting their battles. Your story isn't just yours, it's the testimony that God is always faithful and that He can turn any situation into a purposeful one. Filled life. You're living proof that God can take the darkest moments of your life and turn them into the brightest testimonies of His grace. Your story is a testament to His power to redeem, restore, and transform. There are moments in life when everything falls into place. When it feels like all of heaven aligns with your every step. And when God's hand moves so powerfully in your living proof that God can take the worst moments of your life and turn them into the best examples of His grace. Your story is proof of His power to redeem, restore, and transform. There are moments in life when everything falls into place, when it feels like God is guiding you with every step, and when God's hand moves so powerfully in your life that nothing can stand in its way. It's in these moments that you realize with awe and wonder that when God moves, there is no force in heaven or earth that can stop His will from coming to pass. When God is on the move, He doesn't just change your circumstances, He changes you. His movement in your life is transformative, bringing healing, restoration, and breakthroughs. It's like He's showing you that no matter what you're going through, whether it's struggles, waiting, or uncertainty, it's all building up to this one moment where you'll see just how powerful God is. It's like He's saying, "Hey, I'm in control, and nothing can stop what I have in store for you." No enemy, no obstacle, no setback can stop what God has planned for you. His move is unstoppable. When God opens a door, no man can shut it. When He speaks, the God's plan for you is beyond your imagination. He's got a divine plan that's beyond your understanding. He's got you in this moment, and He's got you for the long haul. No enemy, no obstacle, no setback can stop what He has planned for you. When God opens a door, no man can shut it. When He speaks, the earth trembles in reverence to His will. His power is absolute. When He decides that it is time for you to step into your breakthrough, the heavens themselves will move to make it happen. Embrace the season of divine movement. It's a season where every obstacle is overcome, where every prayer is answered, and where God's perfect plan unfolds in ways that leave you in awe. His greatness is awe-inspiring. The future is often uncertain, with unclear paths and many steps that feel like stepping into the unknown. Fear can creep in, and the urge to hold on to what you know can be strong. But God has a plan for your future that's beyond your imagination, and stepping into the unknown is exactly where He needs you to be. Trusting God's plan can be hard, but it's also a step into the unknown. His greatness is all about stepping into the unknown. It's a place where the path isn't clear and every step forward feels like stepping into the unknown. Fear creeps in, and the urge to cling to what you know is strong. But God has a plan for your future that is beyond your imagination, and stepping into the unknown is exactly where He needs you to be. Trusting God's plan means letting go of the need to control every detail and allowing Him to lead you into places you could never have planned for yourself. It's about surrendering your vision for your life and trusting that His is far better. The unknown can be intimidating, but it's also where miracles happen. It's where God's presence is most felt and where you can experience His provision. You'll experience things you never thought possible. Remember, you're not alone. God's got your back. He's the one steering you towards a future full of hope, purpose, and incredible opportunities. Believe in the beauty of stepping into the unknown. That's where God works His greatest miracles and where your greatest blessings are waiting. There was a time when closed doors seemed like rejection, like the end of the road. But now, as you reflect on the path you've traveled, you see how every closed door was actually a divine redirection, guiding you to something better. Each no led you closer to the right yes that God had waiting. Sometimes we get stuck in our heads when doors close, thinking it's a sign of failure. But God's plan is usually to redirect us to something better. Those no's actually turn out to be yes. We don't see the big picture, but God does. He's always working behind the scenes to open new doors for us. His plans are always better than ours. Every no is a step towards something greater. Sometimes we get stuck on the idea that a closed door means something bad is going to happen, but God sees it as an opportunity to do something better. His plans are always better than ours, and what seems like a dead end might actually be a way to a better future. Every closed door is a sign that God is guiding you towards the life He has planned for you. Those doors that seemed like a letdown might actually be the way God is protecting you and getting you ready for your true destiny. So, be thankful for the closed doors because they're actually helping you move forward. They're actually leading you towards something better than you ever imagined. That we often wait for the big, dramatic miracles that make headlines and get a lot of attention, but God's most powerful movements often happen in the quiet, unseen moments of our lives. These subtle miracles, the ones that go unnoticed by the world, are often the most important. God is working behind the scenes to shape your life. He's arranging connections, opening doors you can't yet see, and preparing your heart for what's to come. These subtle miracles are just as significant as the loud ones. In fact, they're the foundation of your breakthrough. Trust that even in the quiet moments, God is at work. God's doing something incredible in your life, every moment, every step, every little blessing. It's all part of His plan for you. The best miracles often happen when we least expect them. Stay alert, for the unseen miracles are just as powerful as the visible ones, and they're the ones that'll carry you through to the next level of your divine destiny. God's doing something amazing in your life. Everything that happens, every step you take, every little yes is part of His plan for you. The most amazing things often happen when we're not expecting them. Stay open to the miracles you can't see because they're just as powerful as the ones you can see. They'll carry you to the next level of your life's journey. Your faith has power. It's the kind of power that can move mountains, change your circumstances, and change your life. When you put your faith in God, you unlock the supernatural ability to do the impossible. The power that's in you through faith is the same power that created the universe. It's an unstoppable force. Faith isn't just passive. Your faith is powerful. It's the kind of power that can move mountains, change circumstances, and change your life. When you have faith, you can do the impossible. Your faith is active. It moves, shapes, and transforms. When you have faith, you don't wait for things to change. You take action, trusting that God is with you. Your faith enables you to see the unseen, hope for the impossible, and rise above every challenge. The mountains you've been facing are not as big. Belief is a powerful force that can move, shape, and transform. When you have faith, you don't just wait for things to change, you take action, trusting that God is with you every step of the way. Your faith allows you to see the unseen, to hope for the impossible, and to rise above every challenge that stands in your way. The mountains you've been facing don't seem as big when you tap into the power of faith. With faith, you can overcome anything. You can achieve the impossible. And you will see God's power move mightily in your life. Let your faith arise, for it is the key that unlocks the door to your breakthrough. The mountains you see before you are ready to be moved, and it all begins with the faith that God